god, it's freezing in my room when I have to record a video. Now, most of you people are from the audience of Friday Night Funkin', or at least are aware of what Friday Night Funkin' is. I personally play a ton of it, and I play a ton of different mods. Mods are basically where people add their own characters onto the Friday Night Funkin' style with their own songs, animations, etc. There are so many creative, amazing Friday Night Funkin' mods that I absolutely adore, and are really fun to play. Witty, tricky, Agoti, get it? Because we're talking about Agoti today. Versus Sky, versus Sunday, versus Carol. I could go on and on of all the really good mods from Friday Night Funkin', but that's not what I'm here to do today. Now, we all know that the Friday Night Funkin' community is toxic, at least if you've been in the community at one point. It's basically like every community has its dark sides, but this one is especially, well, dramatized per se. I made an old bad video on like H0m speed drama, but again, that drama was very exaggerated and stupid. Opinions have changed on it since, that's why it's outdated. But multiple creators in the Friday Night Funkin' community get into different dramas, some even being like booted out of the community, such as the creator of the witty mod, Sockclip. The creator of a specific mod is doing inherently wrong things and being aware and acknowledging those very things, while people even call them out on it. And what is this mod, you may be asking, and who is this mod creator, you may be asking? It's the Agoti mod, and the creator, Agoti. Now, the Agoti mod is one that I actually just recently got, maybe about a week ago. It's a very good mod, and I like it. Personally, it's one of the most fun mods. It has a lot of animation and work put into it. It's really extra with the title screen and all that stuff. I think it's a very good mod. But the creator, on the other hand, is questionable. As of recent, the creator, or one of the creators of the Agoti mod, has been exposed for multiple awful, disgusting behaviors that I cover a lot on this channel. They're certainly the cream of the crop of my channel, not in a good sense, but it's in the sense that that's basically what all my videos are about. These actions do include supporting transphobia, being homophobic, at least to some degree, as well as being somewhat transphobic to an extent. I'm not by any means downgrading their actions or trying to display them. That's something that is not that bad. But again, I want to stay stuff like that because I'm not trans myself, so I couldn't really speak on other people. So most of these points are going to be reiterated, but I also will give my opinion later on the video because, you know, poggers. And that's what I came here to do, really. But among these claims, there are multiple Discord screenshots that prove these facts. A long Twitter thread made by a Newgrounds creator. Among these other things, they used a defense that they are everything phobic. I don't really need to, I don't think I need to explain why that one's bad. It just is bad in the sense that it's bad that you're defending your own actions, but it's also a horrible defense overall. I've seen P3 come up with better defenses than this. Minilad has come up with a better defense than I'm everything phobic. That's besides the point. That's not really what I'm gonna get into at the moment, but I will in a couple of seconds because I'm recording this intro pre-recorded at like 10 o'clock. It's late. I want to go to sleep. But before I do move on, trigger warnings for the things that I mentioned, such as transphobia and homophobia. If you're not interested in hearing those sorts of things, or are you sensitive to those sort of things, then I'd recommend clicking off now because, well, those are mentioned in this video. But without further ado, I should get into the couple of Twitter threads and funny meme videos made by people who have been exposing the creator of the Agoti mod for multiple negative things, such I previously stated. So yeah, Future Salty will take the microphone now. But the premise basically is that Agoti has been recently exposed for multiple acts of different sort of material. That's one way you could put it in some form. But the way I found out about this was a Twitter video that sort of surged in popularity. It was a little fun meme video, and yeah, I thought it was pretty funny, and it contained some screenshots that were a bit risque. So scrolling down through the replies, I could find a Twitter thread that had all of these screenshots in full. I'll be reading that off now. Okay, so I just privated because I wanted to talk about Agoti and how he's kind of an asshole. He has a big ego issue, and honestly has a pattern of just being a dick in general. He also allowed Squizzledizzle, a then-known transphobe, to be allowed into the SMP. We're reading off some screenshots from Clofo, a Friday Night Funkin' modder that I think recently made a mod with someone that I know, or at least that I follow on Twitter. So yeah, go check him out. But they had called out Agoti on allowing Squizzledizzle into the SMP, and while they were being transphobic. Squizzle Dizzle is still in the Funkin' SMP. Okay, but he's literally transphobic. Whether he apologized or not, it has been 1 day. You don't come back from being transphobic in 1 day. Okay, and that is a terrible reason. Are you joking? Couldn't you say the same about yourself? What? Okay, so you're an idiot, a limp loser who gets off of making fun of other people's life choices. Ain't that ironic? Listen, dude, I don't give a single about transphobic people or really anything, and you coming in here wasting my goddamn time for something as small and insignificant as that? Really? Grow up. Small and insignificant. You grow up. In the first screenshot, the okay and was such a blatant way of showing that you already knew this person was transphobic, and you already knew the person calling you out on this, Clofo, was talking about that. And saying that it is a terrible reason for this person not to be in the Funkin' SMP is a terrible reason for them to be in the Funkin' SMP. Exactly like Clofo said, you can't come back from being transphobic into a Funkin' SMP in 1 day after apologizing. It just doesn't make any sense. Agoti excusing this transphobia, or at least a person who has been a transphobe in the past, and by in the past it's been literally been 24 hours, adds on to the future behavior that we're going to be seeing later on into this thread. And the final thing I want to touch upon with these screenshots is the small and insignificant part. I hate how Agoti has this big ego. Oh, you're wasting my time. This is small and insignificant, despite the fact that this person can harm people. And honestly, it wouldn't be small and insignificant if a person that you associate with is a transphobe and has harmed people. People are going to start calling you out on it for allowing this behavior. So really, in the grand scheme of things, it's not small and insignificant whatsoever in any which way. You played yourself. And he uses ironic when Clofo calls him out. I don't have any knowledge of Clofo doing anything that Agoti is stating, but it's ironic how he said grow up, because it's someone who's transphobic and you're allowing this behavior. You have not publicly nor privately called out to this person, at least to my knowledge, and allowing them into the SMP again under 24 hours. 24 hours since they have quote-unquote apologized for this action is gross. Here's another screenshot of Agoti stating, especially Pride Month, F Pride Month, and it's an excuse to complain these days. Yummy. Ain't that something to have? Isn't that a knee slapper? Yeah, I know it's not funny, but it's a knee slap. Despite this being on Discord, this is the most Twitter thing I've ever seen. Moving on. Context: a while ago, he insulted me deeply about my voice, and I quote, "I wish you weren't even here." Here's what happened a bit later. This is the 5th time I've interacted with him, and 3 of those were positive interactions. Ratios told me to apologize. Why'd he tell you that? 'Cause he's being sensitive. Wow. And I'm like, okay, dude, I told him to ask you. Did you even listen to him? I don't really care. You hurt me badly, man. My Christ. Why are you being so mean? Mean? Yes. You hurt me on a personal level, never apologized, and said you don't care. I'm being realistic. Mood, dude. Is this you playing a character? This is me not wanting to sleep and not wanting to deal with. And honestly, I could have said something way worse. Like what? What could you have said? You don't want to know. Yeah, I do. Tell me right now. Nuh-uh. No, dude. Really. Tell me right now. I want to know how much better you are. Okay, this is why I don't like you. You're pushy, persistent. And somehow, you crawl up my way too much. And honestly, this is why I don't care. Because you don't know how to stop. Get out of my office, kid. If you want me to stop, did not know that. I'll stop. Good, lovely, problem solved. Because let me tell you, pal, I made some harmless jokes, but they have to be mean because no one else will be. Nothing against you, my dude. They were not harmless at all. To you, maybe, but that's the problem. They weren't jokes. They were insults directly pointed at me. Dude, what? Your beef ain't with me, it's with yourself, and how you took those things to heart. I struggle with that. I will snap MF's throat on a joke about me. You ain't the fucking Riddler, bro. You said some hurtful and got called out on it and said it was a harmless joke despite that it wasn't comedic in any sense and it caused a large amount of harm to me. My God. Okay, you know what? You obviously want me to stop. I'm done with this, so I'll stop. Good night. Exactly, and I'll stop this now. Permanently. This is what... At the end there, I sort of just died. Now, Agoti has been shown to be very unapologetic to things that harmed people by saying it was a harmless joke. You can't really decide whether it's a harmless joke or not. Is someone took harm to it. It's ironic that he's calling someone persistent. Well, he's being so stubborn on not just saying, oh, I'm sorry if I offended you, but I thought it was just a joke. Literally, that would have ended it 2 times faster, and he could have just went to sleep. But no, he has this alter ego where he needs to be evil because no one else will be. My G, like they said, you're not the Riddler. You're not the Joker. Alright, you're not gonna save humanity with your evilness. No. Oh my good god. And for the final thing of the hour, I'm gonna be talking about the response from Agoti themselves. Now, you will not be able to find this response, at least on the real Agoti Twitter account, because it has been deleted for obvious reasons that I will get into once I start reading this off, but I should put down the archive link in the description if I'm not stupid. But without further ado, I want to get into a couple of these excuses, and I'm getting kinda lightheaded right now, so I'm probably gonna take some Tylenol after this, so I want to get it done quick as possible. For the first paragraph, he states that he's been greedy, selfish, stupid, and that he quit his own job to do this, saying that there's been so much stress on him, so that's why he was defending transphobia and being transphobic himself. Obviously, he didn't state that was the reason, that's just me, saying that. I would also like to bring this up, the whole homophobic / transphobic rumors that have been coming up now. So let's start with Squizzle Dizzle. I like this kid, but I do not support the transphobic joke he made one bit. I understand what he did was not acceptable, so the members of the Tr4nsp0be approached me to tell him to ban him from the server completely. Well, there was reason, albeit vague, but accurate. I had a hard time piecing the puzzle together, as a lot of people were very displeased with his actions. I, as a server owner, felt responsible. Guilt is what I felt that day, excuse me. Okay, I want to point out, no, you did not feel guilt, at least from the conversation with Clofo. If anything, you were completely ignorant to all the blatant actions that Squizzle Dizzle had been exposed for doing. Clearly did not feel responsible, at least according to the DMs. Maybe you did after, but saying that you did is contradicting. I'm not hateful to any gay / trans communities. I just hate people. All people. I don't care if you're black, white, gay, straight, anything. Your own whine is terrible. It just makes me sad for you. I believe you can take your bitterness aside and stop antagonizing people just because who they are. I find it ironic basically saying you gotta stop antagonizing people, despite them saying multiple times, and by them I mean Agoti, that they need to be the evil person in all of this. You don't want people to antagonize you, but you antagonize yourself. Also, what is this BS excuse of, oh, I'm just everything phobic. Oh, I just hate all community. Like, if anything, that just makes you worse. Hating all people doesn't make it acceptable to hate any form of people. Now you're just admitting that you're transphobic, homophobic, racist. You're practically everything, my G. And stating that, well, he can't be racist if he hates everything. Okay, that doesn't make it good, though. Oh, I hate everything and everyone, so that makes me good. Do you know what the word hate means? That's something that's confused me on the internet for a while now. Oh, well, I hate everything, so I'm allowed to say negative things about races and sexualities and the communities that those people are in. Like, it doesn't excuse your actions just because you hate everybody. Moving on, they basically state that they apologize for all of their actions towards Nito, that they should have been a lot more mature, which is something I actually agree on with this twit longer. Like I said, I'm tired, bro, and I need to edit this and get this out in 5 hours. Please kill me. So I will see you then. Mwah.
You've been spending hours to me.